Great. And I want to ask you to come into a comfortable position of your choosing. Now when you're ready, softly close your eyes and try to find your breath. Try to see where you can feel the breath coming in and where do you feel it flowing out. And if it's at all possible to you, try to in and exhale through your nose. And now I want to ask you to do it with a little bit more, I don't want to say force, but a little bit more notion, and try to inhale a big buoyant breath, going like you're smelling something super sweet, and hold it for a couple of seconds and breathe out. And we're gonna do this 2 more times. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. And then come back to your natural breath. Maybe shake out the body a little. If you want to roll your neck or your shoulders, please do so. And then find a place of stillness. And try to breathe towards your belly area. If it helps, you can place one of your hands on top of your belly, breathing towards that hand. And I'm going to sound the bell 3 times. And as you hear the bell die out, take one more deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gently open the eyes. And we're going to go into our first posture. As I heard, most of you have pillows nearby. So I want to ask you to place them next to you. And then we're going to come into a butterfly position. The reason I'm asking you to place the pillows is that I want to ask you to get your knees onto those pillows, get them super comfy, and then as you're there, straighten your back on the inhale, and as you exhale, fold forward from your hip area. And then when you reach a position in which you feel you can't go any further, breathe in and straighten your back, and breathe out and let your head drop, letting the head go towards the inside of the insoles of your feet. It's an aim and it doesn't have to get there. And now that we're in this position, we're coming back to our breath. We're trying to feel no muscle and the muscles that work in your inner thighs. Everything is relaxed. And we breathe towards our belly. And as you breathe in, try to feel the breath traveling down your spine. And as you breathe out, feel the breath traveling up towards your spine, top of your head. And try to see in this first position what is going on inside your head. What are the thoughts that are coming up? What are the emotions that arise? And as you note all these things going on, just coming back to the breath, not judging anything in particular, not judging anything you see right now, just noticing, being aware. The hardest part is over. You came to your breath. And now you're just going to focus on surrendering to the postures, but also surrendering to the thoughts, the feelings, the physical aspects that arise. As you see that everything is connected, and so everything influences one another. Letting go of the tension in your body also results in letting go of frustration, anger, sadness, and all other emotions that arise. And letting go also results in letting go of the day. It is done. You have made it through another COVID day. And you did well, because you're here now. And with every inhale and every exhale, try to monitor it going in, going out. And as you breathe towards the belly, you might feel the belly expanding onto your legs or your inner thigh. Try to see what that feeling, that physical feeling, does for you. Does it calm you? Or are you judging what's going on? Either one is fine, as long as you're aware of what's going on. Just a couple more breaths. You're doing great. And on the next inhale, come up vertebrae by vertebrae. And feel the rush of the blood coming down. And then as you're ready, maybe use your hands to bring your knees in, straighten the legs, get rid of the pillows, and lie all the way down. And as you're there, move your body all the way to the right side of your mat. Then scoot your left leg over to the left side of the mat and let your right foot follow. Extend the arms overhead and let your arms come to the left side of the mat as well, coming into banana pose. stretching out the entire right side of the body. And as you're there, and you feel you need a little more stretch, you can also decide to place the right foot over the left foot, crossing the ankles, feeling even more stretch along the side of the body. But as for me, that's too much. So I'm just placing the feet next to each other. And then when you're there, gently close the eyes and breathe. Try to breathe, especially to the right side of your body, as you feel the stretch. And with every exhale, try to find the ease, the sukha. Try to relax all your muscles. And remind yourself that this pose, although it might look easy and seem easy, is actually not that easy and not that gentle on your body. It is hard to stay in a pose like this because in the more simple kind of poses, your mind starts chatting to you and starts to have an opinion. And that's fine. Just notice it. Try not to judge it. And find your breath within this pose. Try to be aware of anything that's happening. Maybe you start shaking. Maybe certain feelings come. It's all fine. Just notice it and keep breathing. If at any point during this pose the stretch becomes too much, then gently scoot back just a little bit. Just a few more breaths. And on the next inhale, bring your arms back to be straight above your head. Gently bring your feet back. And just take one breath here, relaxing the entire body. And trying to feel. Maybe you feel the left side of your body that is thankful for being uncompressed. That's great. And on the next inhale, move yourself over to the left side of your mat. And on the exhale, bring your feet towards the right side of the mat. Bring your arms overhead and also move them to the right side of the mat. Coming into the banana pose on the other side, stretching out the entire left side of the body. Now I want you to try and feel that it is indeed the entire left side of the body that gets stretched. If you pay close attention, you might notice that this right side is not just your ribcage, but you can feel the stretch coming from your feet and going all the way up to your hands. If you don't feel that, then that's fine too. But if you can, then try to breathe towards the entire left side of the body. Feeling the stretch expand with every inhale. And on the exhale, try to relax into this position. And if you get any visitors, either animals or just your thoughts, then welcome them. And keep focusing on your breath. This might be the point in time where you start to feel some shaking happening again. That's fine. It's a tension release from your muscles, from your fascia. Try not to judge it. Try not to have any comments on it. Just feel it as being part of the body. Something that's there. Not for you to change, not for you to particularly interact with, just for you to notice. And keep breathing towards your belly, creating big, beautiful, buoyant breaths. And if your mind starts chatting, that's fine. Just notice it and come back to your breath. On the next inhale, gently move yourself back to a straight position, starting with the arms and then gently bringing back the legs. And just for a couple of breaths, feel what this pose has done for you. Maybe feel how the extension on the left side worked your left side, or maybe feel how the compression on the right side is now finding its release. Awesome. On the next inhale, move your arms down and gently press yourself up. And we come into angel pose just for a couple of breath cycles. Just let your toes sit on the floor and bring your knees into your chest, rounding your back and curling into a ball. Remember, if anything is restricting you from hugging your knees into your chest, then loosen your grip a little and maybe just grab your shins and curl up. And just breathe. Connect back to that breath in your lower belly. Feel the expansion of your belly towards your upper thighs and your thighs pressing back. Awesome. And gently let that go. And I now want to ask you to place your cushions here again. We're going to come into a butterfly position again. Only this time we're gonna lie down after, so make sure you got enough space behind you. So place your feet in the butterfly position and place your legs in the butterfly position. Have them resting on the pillows again. And then as you come down, you can hold on to your ankles for as long as you can and then gently move along your legs. Come down. And just lie down. And maybe you need to scoot down just a little bit because your legs came a little undone when you move down. And then on the inhale, try to bring your lower back towards the floor, engaging the abs. And then on the exhale, just let the hands rest on your thighs or your insides of your thighs and relax everything down to the floor. Breathing in and out, feel how your entire body is now being supported either by the pillows or your mat. And try to relax every inch of you into that mat. You're doing great. If you feel like this position is not doing anything for you at all, you can also move your pillows outward just a hair so that you can feel the stretch on the inside of your legs. Doing great. Keep breathing. And remember that if your mind is now telling you, what the heck are we doing? And then that's fine. Your mind doesn't have to understand everything that your body is going through right now. Just notice it and breathe. Letting it go out of your mind as fast as it came. And just let it pass like a cloud drifting by. And come back to that breath towards the belly. And feel the rise and fall of your belly. And whenever you notice that you went away from your focus on your breath, just be glad that you noticed. And gently bring yourself back to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose, keeping your gaze inside. And on the next inhale, use your hands to bring your legs back together. Stay on the ground. And grab 1, 2, or more pillows. And place them under your butt and your lower back. We're coming into this supported bridge position. And you can decide to either place your hands on your hips and let them comfortably rest there, or you can decide to let your arms rest on the floor, letting the hand palms face up. And as this is an inversion, your body might let the blood rush to your head, We call this an inversion because your head is higher than your head is. Oh, sorry, your heart is higher than your head is. And this is always a little shock for the body. So as we're doing this, try to feel what happens inside. Maybe your legs start shaking and it's a pure physical reaction. Maybe you notice a flush of heat going through you. Or maybe you feel a little bit of tension on your chest, which you might label as fear or anything like that. Just notice it. Try not to judge it. And just see it as an experience. This experience needs nothing from you, only for you to notice it and breathe through it. I do want to add that if your legs start shaking, this is usually a release. It's a release of energy, a release of emotion, or a release of tension coming from your muscles. Don't see it as something scary. Don't see it as something that shouldn't happen. Just notice it. And if at all you need to label it, see it as something positive. Like an emotional release. And keep coming back to breathing in and breathing out. You're doing great. Just one more minute. On the next exhale, lift your butt up and take away all the pillows that were there. And then on the inhale, lower yourself back onto the floor. And then roll your lower back into the mat by bringing your knees into your chest and either hold them with your hands or hug them all the way through by hooking the arms. And try to bring your head back to the floor and try to bring your shoulders back onto the floor. And breathe. Letting the lower back stretch out. And let it release the tension that might have been created with the previous pose. This is a counter pose. Awesome. On your next exhale, lower your feet back down on the floor. And this is where the book comes into play. So you might want to sit up and grab your books or your yoga blocks. And depending on where you're at, we're gonna do a supported fish pose. So for all the beginners, please place your books like this. For people who are maybe already used to this pose, you can also flip your block and get it into a higher position. This would be the maximum position, though I wouldn't recommend it for a yin pose. It might be a little bit too much of a stretch. As you have your books placed there, if your books are like this, then that's fine too. Just try to aim that lower part of the book, and Tim, for you, this is a little different, but you want to see that that comes at the bottom of your bra strap. So you want to have your shoulder blades on each side of the block, and then the other block is meant for your head to rest onto. Awesome. Good. And as you're there are a couple of feelings that might arise. You can stretch out your legs onto the floor again. And for people who are more advanced already, I do want to remind you that you want to have the block underneath your head for your neck not to fall back too much. As we're going to hold this pose quite a while, it might be a little bit too much on the neck. As you find this pose, you can feel your shoulders fall to the earth. And this might bring a couple of releases. Maybe you hear your back crack a little. Or maybe you feel certain sensations coming on. Certain emotions. Or maybe certain thoughts. Again, this is a position that helps you open up your heart space. And with that, emotions might arise. Maybe a little fear comes up and you start to feel the tension in your upper back, trying to keep your shoulders forward instead of relaxing onto the floor. And if it helps, try to lay your hands out into a 45-degree angle away from the body, letting the hand palms face up. Or if you feel like you want a little more, you can also place the hands in a cactus arm position. For me, that's too much, so I'm just going to show you real short. Cactus arm position is coming like this. And letting the hands rest next to you. And if even there you feel like you need a little more, you can place your hands overhead. Try to find the position that works for you, but is not too much. This is a position that has a lot to do with trust, with feeling safe, and training to open up. If you feel a lot of muscle tension, it might be that the feeling of safeness, of feeling supported and trusting is an issue for you. that's fine. It's nothing to be ashamed of or to judge for yourself. It is something to keep in mind and to be aware of. And especially as you're practicing on the yoga mat, you might want to support yourself a little more. Having yourself experience that feeling of being held and being safeguarded by something, instead of forcing yourself in this position. Because forcing yourself in this position might actually have the opposite effect. And all your muscles start to clam up. And then, as in every other position, try to breathe towards your belly area. Make it big, long, buoyant breaths. You're doing great. And on the next inhale, gently bring your knees up by placing the feet on the floor. And then roll yourself to either side that works for you. Supporting yourself with your hand, rolling off of your mat or off of your blocks or your books. And then when you're there, just roll onto your mat, take the blocks away and roll onto your back again. Coming into the corpse position, which we usually use as a final position. Yes, doing great. And try to feel what the previous pose did for you. Maybe you feel that your shoulders are now closer to the floor and you feel them sink into your mat. Maybe you're noticing your lower back area, relaxing now. And try to feel where the energy is moving. You're doing great. And then next inhale, bend the knees. And place your hands in the creases of your knees. And then use your legs to roll over your back a couple of times. Just as much as you like. And then when you're ready, roll yourself up towards a seated position. Cross the legs and let yourself come forward onto your hands and then scoot back to come into a tabletop position. As you're there, work your hands forward and keep your bum over your knees. And then melt your heart and melt your chin and your chest towards the floor. Either placing the forehead on the floor or placing the chin on the floor if you've got more space. If either one is out of the option, and please take your pillow or take multiple pillows and land your chest on the pillow. Make sure that this position does not put too much strain on your lower back. You're doing great. If you feel a lot of strain on your lower back, then just sit your bum down, like just move it back a little bit. And if you feel too much pressure on your knees, you might want to scoot forward just a hair. And then once you're there, try to relax and breathe towards the areas that are tight. For some people, that is the lower back area. And for some people, it is the shoulder area. or the chest area. As I know some of you have problems with their lower back, I want to ask you to scoot your knees just a little bit closer together to protect that lower back area. Yes. Maybe you zip them all the way up. And keep breathing towards that belly area or any places of tightness. And remember that every day is different. Every practice is different. And that some days you need a little bit more support than other days. And that's fine. There's no judgment coming from that. You're doing great. Just a couple more breath cycles. And then on the next inhale, bring your arms closer and push yourself up to a tabletop position again. And as you're there, bring your big toes together, widen your knees, and sit back onto your bum and arms extended forward, placing either the forehead or the chin on the mat. Feeling the stretch of that lower back area as a counter pose to what we just did. So rounding the back just a hair. Feeling the stretch of the upper back area and the shoulder area. And maybe if you're tight in your hip area, you can also feel the stretch there. Doing great. Keep breathing. As you breathe in, feel the breath traveling all the way down to that lower belly area. Feel the expansion of your rib cage and the back of your rib. And the exhale, feel every muscle in your body relax. And feel yourself coming down to the floor. As you inhale and exhale, hear the sound of your breath going in and coming out. Just you and your own breath. On the next inhale, pull yourself forward with your hands. And then lay down flat on your belly. Bring your hands forward and bring your elbows to where your hands were. And come into this gentle swings position. Bring the feet together and zip up the legs. Try to relax your buttocks and let your belly sink to the mat. Keeping the legs together will protect your lower back area. And if you still feel like this is too much on your lower back, you can also scoot the hands forward so that the strain on the lower back gets a little less. If you feel like there is no stretch in that lower back area, you might bring the hands to the floor and come up just a little more. Or you might bring out the hands to straighten them out and come more into a seal position. Try to find a position that works for you. And once you're there, try to breathe towards your belly area, feeling the belly touch the floor as you inhale. Maybe feel it coming off the floor a little as you breathe out, depending on the pose which you're in. As we stay in this pose a little longer, you might notice that your butt cheeks clench up again. Once you notice that, try to make a conscious effort to release them again. And now that we're here, without judgment, try to see if you feel a similar feeling on both sides of your body, or is there a little bit of a difference? Maybe there's more pressure on the left side, or more pressure on the right side. And like an explorer, just go through your body, trying to feel all the sensations. Maybe you feel certain parts that are super relaxed, and then other parts that are a little tense. Once you find these tense areas, try to breathe towards these areas, helping them relax while you breathe out. And on the next inhale, look up. And on the exhale, let yourself lower down all the way on the floor and create this nice little hammock with your hands on which you're going to rest your forehead. And while the toes stay together, let the heels drop out. We call this crocodile pose. Feel the relaxation in your lower back area. And feel all the muscles release onto the floor. Letting your body become heavy with every exhale. And feeling how the ground is supporting you. No need for you or your muscles to do anything but breathe. Take the next 3 inhales super deep by breathing them towards your lower belly area, expanding the lower belly area, and also expanding the lower back area with that. And feel the relaxation that comes with every out breath in that area. And then on the next inhale, plant your hand palms on the floor and push yourself up to roll back and come into your final posture, Shavasana. Make yourself comfortable by taking your pillow underneath your knees and covering yourself with a blanket. If you're thinking, I don't want a pillow underneath my knees, then that's fine too. Some people don't like that. Some people really like that. And then let your feet or your toes fall out to the sides. Let your hands rest without touching any of the props we've used. And let your hand palms face up. Make sure that you stay warm. And feel your entire body relax onto the floor. Maybe you feel a little tightness in your back and you just want to hug your knees in for a second to roll on that lower back to make it relax more easily. And then let the feet drop out. And as you're there, try to breathe. And we're now going to walk through the body, relaxing each part of the body. We're going to start with the top of our head and let go of all the tension that is on the skin and your hairline everywhere. I want you to relax your eyebrows and space in between your eyebrows. Relax your cheeks. Relax your jaw. And relax your tongue and your mouth. Relax your throat and your neck area. Relax your left shoulder. Relax your left upper arm. Your left lower arm. Your left thumb. Index finger. Ring finger. Middle finger. And pinky. Relax your entire left arm. Relax your right shoulder. Your right upper arm. Your right lower arm. And then your right hand. Relax your right thumb. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. And pinky. And then relax your entire right arm into the floor. Relax your chest, your upper abdominal area, your lower abdominal area. Relax your upper back, middle part of your back, and your lower back. Relax your pelvis area. Relax your left hip, your left upper leg, your left knee, your left lower leg, your left ankle, your left foot, your big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and your fifth toe. Relax your entire left leg. Now relax your right hip area, your right upper leg, your right knee, your right lower leg, your right ankle, your right foot. Relax your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Now relax your entire right leg. Relax your entire body. Your entire body is now relaxed. As you hear the bell die out, deepen your breath and bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes. Stretch your entire body or hug your knees into your chest and roll onto your lower back a couple of times. When you're ready, roll yourself to the right side and lie in a fetus position for a couple of more breaths. On your next inhale, use your left hand to push yourself up to a seated position, remaining with the eyes closed and keeping the gaze inward. And once you're there, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra or prayer position. And bring them in front of your chest, in front of your heart space. On the next inhale, move your hands towards your forehead and look up slightly. On the exhale, bend all the way forward. Placing the hands on the floor. On the next inhale, place your hands back in front of your heart. And take a slight bend in the neck. And then we whisper, Namaste.